students, I hope you are doing good and enjoying learning at home. I would like to start a session with beautiful message. Shall I? Yes. Be bold when you lose and be calm when you win. Heated gold becomes ornament, beaten copper becomes wires, depleted stone becomes statue. So the more pain you get in life, you become more valuable. I repeat again, be bold when you lose and be calm when you win. Heated gold becomes ornament, beaten copper becomes wires, depleted stone becomes statue. So the more pain you get in life, you become more valuable. With this beautiful message, we are entering into today's session. Shall we? Yes. What is today's topic? Yes, it is fundamental unit of life. What is fundamental unit of life? Yes, you are right. Fundamental unit of life is cell. Without any further delay, I would like to share the topics covered in this session. Shall we see? Yes. Topics covered in this session is introduction about cell, discovery of cell, scientists involved in discovery, instrument used, unicellular and multicellular organisms, cell structure. Is it clear, students? Yes. What is meant by cell? Cell is the fundamental unit of life. All the living organisms are made up of cell. It is a structural and functional unit of life because whole body is made up of cells. It is known as the fundamental unit of life because it regulates all the functions inside an organism. The cell is a Latin word for a little room. Robert Hooke in the year 1665 he discovered cell. Who has discovered cell? Robert Hooke. In which year? 1665. Good. Which is called as a little room, children? Yes, it is a cell. Shall we move to the next slide? Yes. What are living organisms made up of? Just as a building is made up of bricks, the body of all living organisms made up of cells. Is it clear, students? Just as a building is made up of bricks, the body of all living organisms made up of cells. Basing on the cellular organization, some organisms are made of single cells. We call those organisms as unicellular organisms. Example, Chlamydomonas, amoeba and paramecium. Organisms which are made of more than a cell is called multicellular. Example for multicellular organisms is humans, plants and animals. Irrespective of unicellular and multicellular organisms, the cells perform similar basic functions for their survival. Is it clear, children? Yes. Shall we move to the next one? Shape and size of cells. Shape and size of cells vary, but all of these are ultimately determined by the specific function. Some cells can change their shapes like amoeba, WBC. What is WBC? WBC is white blood cell. But plants and animals have almost fixed shapes, so they cannot change their shapes. Which is called as smallest cell? Yes, it is PPLO or mycoplasma. Which is called as largest cell? Yes, it is ostrich egg. Which is called as longest animal cell? It is a nerve cell. Size of cells is measured as micrometer or micron is 1,000th of a millimeter. Is it clear, students? Cool. Okay, shall we move to the next one? Discovery of cell. In the year 1665, Robert Hooke, an English scientist, saw cells in a thin slice of cork with his crude microscope. What did he observe? He observed as honeycomb-like structure and named them as cellulae or cells. His discovery indicated for the first time that living organisms consisted of number of small structure or units. This is a microscope designed by Robert Hooke. And this is the structure he has observed under his microscope. What is that structure? Yes, it is honeycomb-like structure. Is it clear, students? Shall we move to the next one? Good. To know the history of cell, we should know the scientist involved. Okay, first, in the year 1665, Robert Hooke has discovered cell. In the year 1674, Antony von Leeuwenhoek studied for the first time as living organisms. In the year 1831, Robert Brown has discovered nucleus. In the year 1838, Sleeden and Swan formulated cell theory. In the year 1855, Rudolf Virchow stated omnis cellulae cellula. These are the pictures of scientists who has involved in the history of cell. Robert Hooke, Leeuwenhoek, Robert Brown, Sleeden, Swan, Rudolf Virchow. Is it clear, students? Yes. Next is gadgets to study cells. What is meant by gadgets? Gadgets is nothing but instruments. Cells are too small to be seen by naked eye. They are studied with the help of microscopes. Microscopes are high-resolution instruments that are used for observing fine details of very small objects. There are two common types of microscopes. One is light microscope, which varies from 100 to 1500. Other one is electron microscope, which has a magnification range from 1 lakh to 5 lakhs. Is it clear, students? Shall we move to the next one? Yes. Unicellular and multicellular organisms. What is unicellular organisms? Unicellular organisms is composed of single cell. Single cell constitute the structure and entire function of the organisms. Example for unicellular organisms. Can you repeat with me? Yes. Amoeba, Paramecium, Euglena. Next is multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms is composed of many cells. Division of labor can be seen in these organisms. Example, plants, animals and human beings. Here are few examples given. Bone cell, nerve cell, ovum cell, red blood cell and sperm cell. Is it clear, students? Yes. Last but not least, what is the topic? Cell structure. Yes, cells are made up of components called cell organelles. Cell is capable to live and perform all their respective functions due to the presence of cell organelles. The structure seen in almost every cell is same, that is plasma membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. You can have a look of this picture. This is called cell structure with cell organelles. Is it clear? Did you all enjoy? Yes. We'll have a small recap of today's session. The things we have seen is about cell and its structure, size and shape of cell, discovery of cell, gadgets used to observe cell, unicellular and multicellular organisms. Based on this, I have prepared a worksheet. Kindly complete the worksheet and enjoy learning. Stay safe. Happy learning. Thank you, students.